Remember when analog horror was like the biggest thing on the internet? Looking back at it now, it's actually insane how heavily this form of content flooded the YouTube market space. I bet there were more people making analog horror content than the amount of people who actually participated in the California Gold Rush. Since a lot of analog horror is made in a very simple format of just, ooh, a Google slideshow featuring stick figures from the bathroom doors, and oh no, a guy who looks like this is gonna steal their butthole. It's easy to see how copy and paste these videos are. Then double all of that oversaturation with all the React Andes and video essays that are 4 hours long for no reason. So it didn't really take that long for analog horror to get old, and honestly, good, because most of them were boring as hell. Don't get me wrong though, like every form of art, there's always good examples of it out there. Personally, my favorite is the Alvin and the Chipmunks analog horror, where Alvin commits suicide by locking himself in a fucking microwave.
However, things reached their lowest for the band when Alvin, the lead singer of the Chipmunks, would take his own life.
Please watch this video. It's one of the funniest things I have ever seen in a while.
Theodore asked if he could write a song for the album, to which Alvin reportedly responded to by smashing a guitar.
Other than that masterpiece of a parody though, personally what I think elevates an analog horror series from just being another speck in the pile of YouTube slop is presentation. The Godzilla found footage series by Lost Utopia Films is a perfect example of what I'm trying to explain here. You'll see multiple perspectives and styles throughout the entire series, like an old-timey documentary of humanity's history with monsters in the universe, interspliced with footage made specifically for the series of people discovering the monsters of Skull Island or the first appearance of Godzilla. Or we'll get a secret government video showing how a group of people got mutated into this gross flood from Halo creature after a kaiju safety bunker completely failed at its job at keeping people safe, and the consequences of the government trying to exploit it. My point in bringing all of this up is most of these creative aspects are practically non-existent in most analog horror. The more popular series, The Man in the Suit, kind of sucks because there's nothing creative or even good about its presentation, like most other Google slide horror. Oh my god, the stick figure melted inside the suit. Can we see that in any other context other than a diagram? No? Well, that's not exactly creepy or interesting now, is it? Most people don't take advantage of what you can do in an analog context and just do a PowerPoint presentation. It's why no one talks about analog horror anymore, because it's fucking boring. So why am I making a video about a subject no one cares about anymore that'll probably not even break 1,000 views? Even though this is my only source of monetary gain at the moment? To get to the point of this video, since I love basically everything to do with superheroes, because my tastes in media are comparable to the average 12-year-old, I wanted to see if there were any takes on adapting superheroes into this genre. Superheroes work pretty well in a horror context. I mean, it's pretty much a mainstream concept, with stuff like the limp dick scene from The Boys. Let's be so for real, this would be terrifying. I'd win though. Or look at these panels from Batman Arkham Asylum. It's pretty terrifying, except for that one panel with Joker's acrylics. It kind of takes me out of it. I think using such a powerful character like a superhero and making it like a horror monster works astonishingly well. Spider-Man can rip people's skin off with just his sticky fingers. That's a horrifying image. If I was walking down the street and I saw that, I would duck and cover, dude. Obviously, the first thing I looked up when looking for analog horror content was Batman. Cause like, it's Batman. And it was very much of the same. Oh my god, Times New Roman font is so scary. My shit is just splattering on the walls right now. Do people actually have fun watching this? I think it's kind of funny. This guy thought the way to make Batman scary was for him to steal crack babies from the street? I mean, that's personally not where I would have took it, but, you know, to each their own. I was pretty disappointed at how mid it was, so I decided to see if there were any other hidden gems that I could discover in Marvel analog horror. And, guys, I didn't. All the ones I found are really bad, not gonna lie. Before I start shit-talking the videos, though, I want to say that if I wanted to make an analog horror, with the amount of production value and skills I have currently, I'd probably make something the same as these guys did. So yeah, I just wanted to get the I'm making videos comments out of the way. Anywho, let's take a look at the first videos we're going to be looking at today. Adrian Manry, not gonna lie, but you gotta change your profile picture, dude. You're scaring all the respectable women away, dog. Adrian Manry has made an analog horror video for basically every Marvel character. It's pretty impressive, honestly. And a lot of these characters already have horror elements to them, like Ghost Rider or Blade. So it's kind of a little sad how Adrian is gonna screw it all up later, but I digress. Another thing before I start is Adrian making anything creative at all is a plus on its own. At least he's creating to his heart's content. He's definitely not churning these out for the money, because I mean, just look at the views. I'm just saying, I can tell he's not half-assing it and is actually trying to make something he's passionate about. So kudos to him for that. I'm still going to talk about how he fails to make it interesting or entertaining, but I just wanted to state that I still admire this guy is making anything at all. The Fantastic Four analog horror video, the first incident, is a very good example of the problems the rest of the videos I'm going to be covering today suffer from. One of these is the visuals this video uses. Every visual that is used is all official Marvel art. Since it's a very recognizable artwork, at least to me because I've never seen a clitoris before, it kinda ruins this being anything more than a YouTube video with very minimal resources and production value. It gets worse later on though, but we'll get into that later. Now let's talk about the narrative of this video, or lack thereof. In 1961. Oh, that's when the Fantastic Four came out. Other reference. Ding, CinemaSins, ding. Our world changed forever. This is when the Fantastic Four arrived. They saved people on a daily. People loved them. I don't know why I'm doing the Joker voice, I'm sorry. But something changed. Something changed. They started killing people. I have no idea what's happening, but this isn't the heroes we know. I'm gonna find out what happened, and I will bring them back to the light. That is my promise. I just hope this is the only incident. This is Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D., signing off. So it's literally the most basic thing you could do to put a horrific twist on superheroes. Actually, it's not even basic, it's childish. They started killing people. Why are they killing people? Spoiler for this if you care, but the explanation for this doesn't even make sense, and honestly isn't even a concrete answer, which makes the ending of this video laughable. Like, no shit, there's little we know. We are never going to get an explanation on why the Fantastic Four became evil and started killing people. Also, using a square PNG here is so lame. If I was making this, I'd use a photo of Doom's mask, make the image less clear so it's more of an impression of Doom. And it's definitely more creepy used in this context than just a unedited PNG, where you can still see the background. He didn't even crop it out. This ending also foreshadows how Adrian is just gonna stop caring about the logic of these tape recordings and why they exist. If this is a log of Nick Fury, how does Dr. Doom appear at the end of the tape to try to aura farm to the audience? This gets worse later on, so let's just go on to the next video, Invasive Species, the Ant-Man analog horror. But this one starts with I can only describe as AMP. Ant-Man's talking about how beautiful the ants are and how his wife thinks they're beautiful too. Are you getting cucked by ants, Hank? I know you're into beating your wife and letting ants torture her, so I know that ant cucking could also be on the table. Also, the ants are pixelated, so you know it's that weird freaky Japanese stuff. Hank explains how he fed a guy to the ants because the guy didn't think ants were sexy, which is understandable, I guess. We need more open-minded people in the scientific community about ant cucking. So he's also decided to kill every S.H.I.E.L.D. agent because they, and I quote, "For too long we have been underestimated by the scientific community and it is now time for the ants to rise." So yeah, now we're watching if Ant-Man had the mindset of a school shooter, which is honestly going to be similar to most of the other videos in the series, so yeah. The ending of the video shows the problem / cliche whenever analog horror is adapting a well-known IP. The, "Oh my god, I know who those people are! I know who Ultron is! Problem, or the Easter egg / references problem. I showed it earlier when I was talking about the Batman analog horror, where a lot of the entertainment for the audience is being able to recognize the name of the characters. Like, oh my god, that's Robin. Oh my god, that's Robin. Oh my god, that's Robin. You understand my point. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't really do anything for me. To praise the Batman series, at least they used / made original art, or used art in a way where it's obscured and leaves more of a creepy image than just using outlines of promotional material for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, come on. Also, why do they turn red and yellow at the end? Are you telling me that Hank Pym was recording this warning to all S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and decided to edit in little outlines of himself and wife and make them turn into their respective colors? To what purpose? Intimidate them? This is so corny and just makes the video look more amateur. Just remove the character outlines and the scene would have been much more effective and, I don't know, make sense within the context of the world. And it's not even for S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, it's for Ultron to watch, but if that's the case, why is the unedited PNG of Ultron at the end of the tape? I feel like a douche making fun of this, to be honest. The Truth, 1962, is supposed to be a video that explains the context of why this world is so screwed up. And oh my god, I did not appreciate how good we had it until now. We're using comic scans now. You can see the text bubbles! What? Did you even try, Adrian? Honestly, there's a way you can make this work. You can make it look like they were Doom's illustrations of the events taking place. But the problem with that is one of the text bubbles says, as usual, Doom wouldn't listen. Because the context of the original comic was this was Reed Richards recounting the events. And it doesn't even take that much work to make it say something for the context of this video. Here, I changed it and it looks so much better. This is the first video that has voice acting and, I'll just let it play.
At first, I thought of being ambitious by forming a world from various scraps of the multiverse.
I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but I had a roommate who has lower functioning autism who liked acting as characters, and this is exactly what he sounded like when he was trying to play a villain. And it's even more funny when Dr. Doom is supposed to sound like this.
You are trespassing on Latvian soil. Leave. Now.
Could I do a better impression of Dr. Doom? Nope. Let's make fun of this Vivsy Pop odd dialogue from the Human Torch.
Reed, take a look at this. Victor fucking blew his brains out. Maybe he realized he's nothing but a pathetic little bitch.
I never thought Victor would be the one to end his own life.
What kind of voice is that? Reed Richards isn't supposed to sound like McLovin. Okay, so to explain the plot a little bit, Dr. Doom made this tape to give to Wanda Maximoff because he just recreated the Marvel Universe by making all the characters evil. Even though that's never gonna get explained in this series, he just did something to make them evil. Even though when we're gonna see all of the evil things they do later on, Dr. Doom literally had nothing to do with it.
What about that tape recorder there?
I didn't notice that until now.
I'll go pick it up.
No, fat ass, you'll break it. Huh, it says it belongs to someone named Wanda Maximoff.
Oh my god, I know who that is! Next on the list is the Hulk one.
When I was born, my father despised me every bit, but my mother loved me. God, that was...
Why use the same action direction of a superhero fighting a supervillain to a baby getting backhanded across the room? This is on you, Marvel. What the hell? Putting funny comic child abuse aside, Adrian somehow made his video's immersion even worse by putting an actual comic page on the screen. Like, I think he's just throwing the immersion aspect out the window at this point. Even though this video is set up as a recording to warn Nick Fury not to come after him now that he's turned into the Hulk, so it's supposed to be an actual tape. Notice how I say a very simple thing, like this is supposed to be a real tape in universe. Because the very simple and fundamental part of analog horror is just gonna get thrown out the window. It gets worse. The tape ends after Bruce transforms, which leads to another tape filmed by Thunderbolt Ross. He starts talking about how sorry he is for ignoring his daughter, so he could pine for a big green stud who's super hot and sexy, and now he's just across the water from him, which means this is supposed to be Ross actually recording Hulk. This still black PNG of Hulk is supposed to be recording in real time before Ross's death. Also, I wouldn't really say he's across from you in any capacity. It looks like the shadow of his dick would be across your face if he pulled it out. If I made this scene, I would have just gone into the woods myself and made footage of me walking around the forest with shaky cam, then put audio of the Hulk roaring and trees falling down. I'd show an example of this right now, but I'm visiting family in Miami, so there's literally no nature near me, but I think you can make a picture of it in your mind of what I'm saying and how easily it could be made. Also, I don't know how analog technology works, but I don't think you can put text in a recording while you are recording. Like, Ross is about to be ripped in half by the Hulk and he's typing out his final message on a... What would he even be using on the camera? Does he have a keyboard attached to it? Man, I have no place talking about how shitty a YouTube video is. I'm sorry.
May not be aware of it, but the turkeys that talk that way, and it's always done in a disparaging...
The video ends by Hulk killing Ross, whatever, but I want to acknowledge something. I was looking at the comments and I saw someone say, "So did Hulk kill Thunderbolt?" And it made me realize, Thunderbolt is a dumbass name. Imagine the bullying a kid would have to endure if he was named Thunderbolt. Who names their kid Thunderbolt? That's a fucking dog's name. Except it's not even Thunderbolt, it's just Bolt, because they realized Thunderbolt was too corny to be even a fucking dog's name. It's like
What were they thinking?
Oh, it's a nickname.
Whatever.
Oh my jaw, it's Spider-Man.
I never asked
to be Spider-Man.
to be Spider-Man. And I never asked
for these powers.
I never knew it would mean a bashed up hand,
a hard
a
9
hard
p.m.
9
curfew,
p.m.
no
curfew,
job, and
no
friends
job
who all
and
think I'm
friends
scum.
who all think I'm scum. It was all just a twist of fate.
Bad
Bad luck.
a random
A
bug
random
bite.
bug bite. Easiest decision I ever made. Except
Except I
I
saved him.
saved them.
Spider-Man's no magic wand, but thanks to the webhead.
Thanks to me.
Dude, write your own dialogue. Now, I know it's not like Adrian is trying to get past viewers that he's reusing dialogue from Spectacular Spider-Man. I think he knows people would recognize it. That's not my point. It's just that the dialogue doesn't make any sense within the context of this video. When Spider-Man says, "easiest decision I ever made," it's because he's talking about his decision to take the gene cleansing serum to take away his powers so he could quit being Spider-Man. But here, there's no gene cleansing serum. And then he says, "Except I saved them. Spider-Man's no magic wand." because in the original context of that quote, Peter is debating the good aspects of being Spider-Man and remembers all the times he saved and helped people, while here he starts to list all the people who've died because he's Spider-Man.
Imagine you're talking to yourself and you think,
man, but I've saved people. Spider-Man's no magic wand, but thanks to me,
all my friends are dead.
Aunt May is dead.
Okay, so Peter, if Aunt May is dead, why did you say before that you're on a 9 p.m. curfew? You're a grown-ass man and she's dead. So why the fuck do you have a 9 p.m. curfew? Like, Peter, do you have brain damage, my guy? Well, actually, that makes canonical sense. Never mind, let Adrian cook.
I'll kill Jonah. I'll kill everyone in that goddamn building that I used to work in.
This is like if Greg Heffley became Spider-Man, and I don't think I really have to elaborate on that any further.
I already killed Shocker. Enforcers. Even good little Ock. I can still feel my skin tearing, knuckles breaking when I beat them to death. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we get it. You're so friggin' cool, dude.
So I was just swinging out one night, and I found this itty bit of goo. It got onto me, and I...
Okay, hold up. You're telling me you were just swinging around the city, you see some black tar heroin on the street, and your first thought is to go touch it? Are you fucking stupid, Greg? Also, this video has the same problem of inconsistent art styles, but if I went over that in every single video, my video is going to be more tedious than it already is. So the ending is just, we're going to go kill everybody because we're evil and blah blah blah. Let's move on to the Thor one. It's actually a lot better in presentation. It's a pseudo thunder warning tape and... never mind, this doesn't make any sense. Fuck. Oh my god, it's Bully Maguire coming to dab me up. All brain rot aside, I'm going to explain this scene in the only way it could make sense. Thor flew all the way to the middle of North Carolina, filmed an apology video, explaining to his girlfriend on why he has to judge humanity, like he's Light Yagami or something. Then, he poses menacingly in front of the camera, takes a photo of himself like he's trying to make a tough photo for his Instagram story. And it ends with him editing the emergency siren thingy. I don't know what it's called, to make the apology video more scary since it's just a still image and not an actual recording. And I can imagine that it was not the intent of Adrian to make Thor this little emo TikTok aura farmer attention seeker. Thor just made this video because Jane cucked him for Beta Ray Bill, alright? We all get cucked by that one furry. It's a part of everyone's journey growing up, right?
What are you talking about?
The Iron Man 1 is next, and it's a doozy in terms of writing. This video is presented as a series of personal audio tapes of Tony Stark's mental decline. So yeah, originality is a foreign concept at this point.
Like, everyone's been demanding me a lot of appreciation, putting so much pressure on me.
Everyone's been demanding me a lot of appreciation. What the fuck does that line even mean? That is the most grammatically incorrect thing I've heard in a while.
And I went to a school called Spectrum Academy. Like, that would literally mean that people are coming to him and asking him to appreciate them. And I feel like this guy is trying to go to more of no one appreciates Tony. And he does say this later on about how, like,
he's only one man, he can't do so much.
So everyone's demanding him to appreciate them. It just doesn't make sense at all. Tony goes on to talk about how shitty his life is, how there's all this pressure on him. Pressure to do what? All he says is that his friends are pressuring him. We hear nothing about what they're pressuring him about. You see, when it comes to the superhero storyline of them quitting or going rogue or whatever, there's always a build up to that and specific examples examples of awful things happening to the character. Take Hal Jordan killing every Green Lantern that one time. Man's entire hometown got wiped off the face of the planet. For Tony, here his breaking point is Rhodey stealing his suit like in Iron Man 2, which did not lead Robert Downey Jr. to becoming an evil psychopath. And the other thing that leads to his breaking point is,
I shit you not, Tony getting cucked by Happy Hogan.
Pepper, you left me for Happy. Of all people, why? Oh, damn you. God damn all of you.
Look at that. Wilson Fisk is in the hizzy. Stop that. That's racist.
and the final tape has some quote-unquote footage of Tony committing a hate crime on Rhodey. And most of the scene is just this, for about a minute and a half. I get you have to create some suspense in your horror project, but just pausing the video for over a minute isn't exactly eerie. There's not even sound effects or music to build up to Rhodey getting American History X. All audio stops for 30 seconds until a jump scare of a paper cutout of Iron Man pops up with the most basic dialogue of "Hello, Rhodey," and then a flash of PNG jump scares, even though this is supposed to be live footage. And like I said before, if I mentioned that flaw in every one of these videos, this video would be 5 hours long. Well anyways, Iron Man's now gonna kill everyone in S.H.I.E.L.D. and everyone else who gets in his way, so like every other character that's been shown to us so far, not a lot of deviation, like at all. Actually, never mind, I lied. Iron Man says this at the end of the video.
You see the beauty of it, the inevitability. You people rise only to fall down and die. You humans, you are my meteor, my swift and terrible sword, and the earth will crack with the weight of your failure. Try and purge me from the world. Turn my own people against me. It means nothing. Because when the dust settles, you will be bowing before your God.
So instead of the character being written by the guy who made Jeff the Killer, it's more like he's being written by the guy who made Sonic.exe.
I forgot to explain this, but in the video, Adrian uses another line from a Marvel property of,
I told you I don't want to join your super secret boy band.
Was I didn't want to be part of this super secret boy band.
But this supposedly takes place in 1963.
even though the term boy band didn't exist until the 1980s.
And technically the first ever boy band to ever exist didn't even happen until 1964. My point is, whenever he tries to quote something from something else and use it for dialogue for his videos, it just doesn't even work in the context of his own video. Like, I don't know why he keeps doing this. It never works for him. So little is different about the Doctor Strange one, I'm not even going to talk about it. To give the gist, basically he's trying to find a way to get superheroes back to the way they're supposed to be, but he doesn't know how, and he used the Darkhold for some reason.
It doesn't explain why he used the Darkhold. And now he's, bad, I guess.
It's so boring, he literally does the
Get out of my head!
Man, I don't know what to take no more, man. Okay,
bit, and there's nothing really important here to the lore. Next one, Age of X. Ooh, my favorite little gays, I'm so excited.
Have you tried not being a
Yeah, it sucks. It's just a tape that Jean Grey made of the events that led to the X-Men coming. Let Evil? An anti-mutant organization burned down the X-Mansion, and Charles Xavier died in the fire. How did a powerful telepath that could make crowds of people just freeze in place let this happen?
I don't know.
So Cyclops snapped and decided to go to war. You would assume on humanity, right? Because humans killed his teacher. So now he'd be pro-Magneto, right? Just think about that for now. Anyways, Iceman and Beast are like, nah, we'd rather not become terrorists. So Cyclops just executes them, because when a person is grieving over the loss of someone who they thought as family, they'll kill even more of their found family. Obviously. So anyway, Jean goes on to tell Cyclops' brother,
and others.
That Scott's hanging around with this weird Canadian midget.
So yeah, you might have to kill him, dude.
Anyways, the creepypasta Avengers are here. A day like any other. I have no idea why that's the name of the video. Sorry. Actually, future guy here. It's the name of a random episode from Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. You know, the show that has the theme song that goes like, "The world's about to break, tormented and attacked." Does anything from that episode correlate to this video? No. This is the first entry in the series that puts literally zero effort into immersion. Before, they somewhat did. Thor's apology video, Iron Man's incel voice memos, Spider-Man's don't go to school tomorrow message. You know, there was kind of a plausible explanation for all of those existing. And at least those were presented as the characters recording themselves. But right here, there's no reasonable way for this video to be presented in that format. This takes place right after the Avengers raided a SHIELD base, so there's no explanation on how this could be captured in an analog format. So, you know, the concept this entire series is based on. This will happen in the other upcoming videos, and I'll mention it when it happens, but, let's do the funny part now.
The Fury we've been hunting sired a son long ago.
Then, who was the one we found?
That was Nick Fury Sr., a member of the Howling Commandos, soldiers who fought with Captain America in World War II. The one hiding from us now is Nick Fury Jr.
Keep in mind that Iron Man has met Nick Fury before, and I personally can tell Junior and Senior apart. I don't know.
On the upside, I did manage to get a prize.
Oh, is that?
Jesus fucking Christ! Kept his eye?
Hank, Janet, I don't know if you really remember this, but you fed a guy to ants. Ants! You're telling me you get turned on by watching ants eat out someone's entire skin and their organs, but you draw the line at a tiny little eye out of its socket? Are you fucking broken? Adrian kind of forgets that Hank and Janet are pretty evil in the universe he created, because at the end of this video, Bruce Banner warns Janet to get away from Stark, like she isn't just as guilty as Iron Man.
Oh my god! Tony do this to you?
And Thor. They used the hammer and a cattle prod. All just to get me to release him.
I'm so sorry they did this to you.
Again, you have fed people to ants. To give attention to the plot for a second, all that really happens is Thor kills most of Asgard, including Odin the Allfather, because that's totally something base Thor can do.
I now take from you your power!
Except the furry who cucked him survived, so that sucks. And also, Iron Man is gonna recruit Black Widow and Hawkeye, and oh my god, Hawkeye has horrible dialogue. But we'll get to that when we get to it. God, there are so many videos. Honestly, the Captain America one is the most decent video in this playlist. Not even in the ironic way, I actually like it quite a bit. It's this little presentation of Captain America's history in World War II. Throughout, we hear the We'll Meet Again song, and it might be the reason why I like this one so much, cause song makes my heart fuzzy. At least it makes sense for the context of the story, since the song was made around the same time Captain America was around, and we are meeting Captain America again, since he's thawed out of the ice by Iron Man at the end of this video. And there's no conflicting art styles here, so B+, Adrian, good job. The Black Widow one is alright. At least there's a reason to why it exists, since it's just an audio tape Black Widow is recording while torturing Happy Hogan. But it's kind of boring since it's like all there is to it. Like, that's literally it. I just summarized the whole video in like 5 seconds. Other than that, Happy dies. Why is that funny? These two nobodies are mentioned and proceed to have zero stake in the plot later, but who the fuck cares? And Ant-Man says this line that sounds like it was written by a 12-year-old.
Well, we didn't get what Stark wanted, but seeing a bullet in his brain was fun and amusing.
Ha
Down the Witch's Row is about as decent as the Captain America vid, but has a lot more problems that drag it down from being better than it. A S.H.I.E.L.D. agent is interviewing Wanda Maximoff after Cyclops' team of X-Men killed the Brotherhood of Mutants, including Magneto. Remember when I said this? So Cyclops snapped and decided to go to war. You would assume on humanity, right? Because humans killed his teacher. So now he'd be pro-Magneto, right? So tell me, Scott, why the hell are you killing your own fellow mutants when they have the exact same goal as you, to kill anti-mutant groups? Also, how the hell did the X-Men kill the Brotherhood of Mutants? Colossus, Wolverine, and Archangel are all practically made of metal, and Magneto would fucking eviscerate all of them if they killed his son. I'm sorry. But other than that big plot hole, the rest is fine. Like the Black Widow one before, there's a reason for this tape existing since it's just an audio tape of an interview. And it ends with Iron Man coming in and melting the guy because it turns out Scarlet Witch is working for him. Even though we already knew that from multiple entries before telling us. So I don't know why Adrian sets this up as a plot twist, but whatever.
Thor, Janet, go find the survivor from the Brotherhood massacre. She'll be very useful.
Janet, whatever you do, don't trust Wanda.
Our new recruit is proving herself to be quite useful.
I don't mention this because I wanted to save it for here, but the voice actress for Wasp, who also voices Jean Grey at the end of this video, is pretty good, which surprised me when I first watched this. Just listen to the scene right here. It legitimately sounds like an emotionally broken woman.
Kitty. Jubilee. Ileana. I didn't think Scott would do something so horrible.
I was gonna say to check out Miss Sea Dragon Annika over here, but when I clicked on her channel link and saw her VTuber model, my bowels immediately evacuated themselves, so maybe stay clear of that, considering the content of the average VTuber.
A woman that is physically above the age of 13 is ancient.
Bro, what the fuck? Anyways, the good team of X-Men died against Scott because Cyclops' motives are just non-existent. So Jean's going into space because she wants to find power, I guess. I understand that the Phoenix Force is in space, don't get me wrong, but like, how the hell does she know that? In the comics, it was because the X-Men were a part of a rescue mission, and the Phoenix, like, showed up out of nowhere. It wasn't something they expected at all. It's not like she went searching out for it like a fucking Pokemon. Next one, a Daredevil analog horror kinda just writes itself. He's basically the Batman of Marvel, except that he's poor and disabled. Confessions is pretty bad though, sadly, and the issues with this video are very fixable, which makes it a little more sad how much it doesn't work for me. It starts out with Kingpin going to church to confess his sins, and this is the only visual used to represent that. And since I'm close to a church right now, I can say this is what I would have done. Or you could have just found a photo of a church confessional, since that's like where this takes place or something, and it makes sense for there to be security footage of inside the church. Like, I just thought of that in 2 seconds, dude. It's not that hard. The one thing I do like in this video though is that the guy who's voicing Kingpin does try to sound like Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, which is something I can appreciate.
I do not plan on continuing this further. I have attracted too much Insidious.
And that's where you lose me. You're telling me that Kingpin decided to leave Hell's Kitchen?
Let's take a look at all the times people have tried to make him do that.
After Kingpin confesses to killing people,
because that's obviously what a super smart, never gets caught,
you've never heard his name, you've never seen his face,
would do.
We get another minute-long sequence of basically nothing except church bells ringing for half of it.
God might be able to forgive you, but I won't.
The rest of the dialogue after Daredevil appears to confront Fisk sounds like what an alien would write to imitate how humans talk. The only way for me to show you this would be to just let the video roll and cut in whenever I hear something really dumb. So that's exactly what we're gonna do.
You! What are you doing here? What do you think, Fisk? To kill you once and for all for what you did to Karen and Foggy. To Urich, to everyone I goddamn care about.
Okay, first of all, it's Uric, not Urich.
I know you should know how it's pronounced because you're gonna inappropriately use the Netflix theme at the end of the video.
And they say his name enough for at least my retarded ass to remember.
And second,
you don't kill people. You have a code under God.
Why the hell would Wilson Fisk know that Daredevil doesn't kill because he's Catholic? He doesn't know that Daredevil's Matthew Murdock, and if he does, it's definitely not conveyed to the audience.
There is no God. What?
I'm sorry, that's so funny to me. You don't believe in Christian God? That's impossible. Why would Wilson Fisk say that?
There is no God. Only me, the devil, and I'm not going to let anyone get in my goddamn way, and that includes you.
Okay, the first goddamn was fine, but using it a second time so quickly just makes it sound so cringy. Like I said earlier, the video ends with the Daredevil theme playing in the background while he kills Fisk. Imagine in the Batman analog horror, they started playing the Robert Pattinson theme. I think it would have been a lot better if they remixed the original Daredevil theme into a more horrific tone, and only had a hint of the original tune to at least separate it from the already existing property, and not feel like it was copy and pasted into the video.
Jeez, give me a break. She was fucking annoying as hell. She wouldn't stop nagging me about, oh, what we were doing is wrong and all that bullshit.
Do I even need to say anything more? Why does he sound like a stereotypical dweeb? I'm sure the voice actor is a very nice person, but like, this is pretty fucking bad, even for Adrian's standards. Bro is literally stumbling over his lines.
You and Thor literally have to eat a fucking
and even then, the lines Adrian has this poor guy read are atrocious.
When I manage to successfully get SHIELD intel, I just get brushed off while the others tell you they killed people you have a hate for and you suddenly praise them.
Guys you have a hate for? Who the fuck talks like that? I think I can say without a doubt in my mind, I could have definitely done a better job.
Besides, I am more of a use and scared little bitch banner.
Bro, shut the fuck up! Your nerd ass is not more useful than the fucking Hulk! Hulk, if Hawkeye ever said some whack ass shit like that to him in person. Maybe it's intentional that Hawkeye sounds so much like a wimp, because he gets bitched around by Iron Man in the video.
What do we do about Cap?
He's under my control. He won't turn on us.
Should we tell him that Bucky is alive?
If he ever finds that out, he'll turn against us. Barnes is already in S.H.I.E.L.D. custody, and if Rogers finds out, he'll get us exposed to S.H.I.E.L.D. and ruin everything I built, and all of it will be for nothing. I highly advise you keep your mouth shut. Am I clear?
Hold up. If Cap's already evil and killing with you, wouldn't adding the Winter Soldier, a guy who starts out by being evil and killing people, wouldn't he be like a great addition to your team? Whatever. And the video ends with Scarlet Witch recruiting Hawkeye to her secret team to kill Iron Man. So Wanda, come over here. I have to ask you a question. Why the fuck did you help him kill S.H.I.E.L.D. agents? She did find the tape Doom left for her, but that leaves another question. Why did you go to the middle of a random European country, and how did you find this tiny little VHS tape? Like, you can't just wander around and find it. You know how big countries are? Like, this is the same problem as Jean Grey going to space to find the Phoenix Force. Adrian forgets kind of a basic thing to add to a plot, which is why characters do things. And I don't even have to bring up examples from before, because it's just gonna happen again.
It will take time, but I know our plan will succeed.
How do you know?
Because I know where the book ends.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this for days, and I still can't tell what this image is. It can't be Ultron's eyes, because he's just gonna die off screen soon. So literally the only thing I can think of are Scarlet Witch's shiny titties. I don't really care about Wonder Man, so I won't go over the next video, but I'ma just say this. It's supposed to represent Wonder Man flying together. And
Hello?
dude, I can't take this anymore. I'm just gonna spoil this for you guys. A couple videos later, we get day 3, where Vision says this.
I saw these tapes.
So you're telling me this is supposed to represent actual footage? I don't understand what Adrian is going for here. Like, I can go on and on making fun of the horrible dialogue.
Can we go back now? We already got the overgrown dog. I'm a werewolf, you dumb fuck.
Which is pretty entertaining, but that's not what I want to do.
Now, I know I basically took a giant shit on all of Adrian's work just now, but I want to kind of justify my bullying for a bit.
The reason why I was pretty harsh on many of these videos is because in the comments, a lot of people are giving a little more praise than I think there should be. Not saying that's a bad thing, or that his videos don't deserve praise or anything like that, but I think this guy needs more constructive criticism than what he's getting in his comment section. This part is going to be unscripted because I forgot to write this in my script, but I also want to say, making a reason why these people became evil other than Dr. Doom mysteriously made the Fantastic Four start killing people, or, you know, Iron Man's evil just cuz. I don't know. I'd rather see more motivation behind these characters other than they're evil, Dr. Doom did something. You know, it's really boring. I want this guy to get better at writing and presentation because he's announced in his Marvel Analog Horror Direct that's a funny name, that he's gonna make a Murder World analog horror. If none of you know what Murder World is in the Marvel Universe, I'm just gonna read the description from the Marvel database. Murder World is the name given to the fairground/amusement park style death trap used by the Assassin for Hire arcade. Utilizing sophisticated robotic and holographic systems, arcade has frequently pitted various superheroes against Murder World, sometimes for money, sometimes merely for the challenge. And honestly, that sounds like a great idea for an analog horror series on YouTube. And he already has an entire full cast for it. So if you're watching this, Adrian, take all of the criticism I've berated at you throughout the course of this entire video and apply it to Murder World. Please, this sounds like such a fun idea. It's basically Saw with superheroes. It's pretty hard to fuck that up. Anyways, I was going to talk about the Spider-Man analog horror by Just Preston, but if I'm already past the 1 hour mark by now, the video is just going to end here.
Close your eyes.
come to me.